Hi, I'm Luna. Today I'm going to tell you my story. But before I continue, please like, share, and subscribe to hear more stories like this. I never thought family could betray you worse than an ex, but my sister-in-law Melissa proved me wrong. For 6 months, she accidentally invited my abusive ex Derek to every family gathering. Every single one. "Oh, Luna, I'm so sorry. I forgot you two broke up," she'd say with that fake, concerned look. But I knew better. Nobody forgets a messy breakup that left me with a restraining order and therapy bills. My brother Ethan called me the morning after their anniversary party. "Luna, I'm really sorry about last night," he said, his voice strained. "Which part? The part where Derek showed up or the part where Melissa swore it was an innocent mistake? Look, she feels terrible. She really thought you two were working things out." I gripped my phone tighter. "Ethan, we broke up 8 months ago, after he put his fist through my apartment wall. Nobody forgets that." I know. But she's been planning this party for months and somehow found time to call my abusive ex, but not check with her own family if that was appropriate. Luna, this is the third time, Ethan. First Mom's birthday, then the Labor Day barbecue. Now your anniversary. There was a pause. She said she'll call you herself to apologize. "Great, can't wait," I said, and hung up. I called my best friend Olivia immediately. "She did not," Olivia gasped when I told her what happened. "She absolutely did. Derek walked in like he owned the place. You should have seen Mom's face." "What did you do?" "Left. Dad followed me out and said he'd make sure Derek left too." "Luna, this isn't a coincidence. Not 3 times. I sighed. "I know, but why? Melissa barely knew Derek. They met like twice before we broke up." "Maybe she didn't believe you about the abuse? Some people are like that," Olivia suggested. "Maybe, but my brother saw the aftermath. He helped me move out while Derek was at work." "Has Melissa called to apologize yet?" "Not yet, but according to Ethan, she's devastated by her mistake." Melissa called that afternoon. Her voice dripped with sugary sweetness. "Luna, I feel just awful about what happened." "You should," I replied flatly. "I had no idea you two weren't back together. The way he talked about you, I just assumed—" I sat up straight. "Wait, what do you mean the way he talked about me? When exactly are you talking to Derek?" "Oh, we ran into each other at Starbucks a few months ago. He mentioned how much he missed you and regretted everything. And you didn't think to mention this conversation to me? Or Ethan?" I didn't want to meddle. I thought I was helping when I invited him to your mom's birthday. "You seemed so lonely lately." "I seemed lonely, so you invited the man I have a restraining order against?" "A restraining order? He never mentioned that," she said, sounding genuinely surprised. "Or pretending to be." "Why would he? Melissa, I need you to stop inviting him places. Period." "Of course. I had no idea things were so bad between you two. He seemed so charming and apologetic." That's when it clicked. Derek had charmed her, just like he'd charmed me at the beginning. "Melissa, stay away from him. He's dangerous." She laughed nervously. "Don't be silly. I'm happily married to your brother. Derek's just a friend." After we hung up, I called my parents. "Mom, I think something weird is going on with Melissa and Derek." Mom sounded tired. "Luna, honey, I thought the same thing. That's no coincidence. She claims they ran into each other and became friends. Says she thought we were getting back together." Dad's voice cut in from the extension. "That's garbage. Your brother showed her the hole Derek punched in your wall. She knows exactly what happened." "What should I do?" "We're having Thanksgiving at our house next month," Mom said. "Let's see if she tries it again. If she does," Dad added, "we'll have proof this is deliberate." 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. "Looking forward to seeing you at Thanksgiving. We have a lot to talk about. D." My blood ran cold. I called Ethan immediately. "Is Melissa inviting Derek to Thanksgiving?" "What? No, absolutely not. She promised she wouldn't contact him again." "Then why is he texting me about coming to Thanksgiving?" Silence. Then, I'll talk to her. 20 minutes later, Melissa called me in tears. Luna, I swear I didn't invite him to Thanksgiving. He must have assumed. How would he assume anything unless you've been talking to him? Well, we get coffee sometimes. As friends, I've been trying to help him become a better person. By inviting him to family events where I'll be? I told him you wouldn't be at Thanksgiving. Your mom said you might go to Olivia's family instead. I froze. I never told Mom that. More silence. Then, maybe I misunderstood. I hung up and called Olivia. I need your help setting up a trap. I'm in, she said without hesitation. What's the plan? Melissa thinks I'm not coming to Thanksgiving. She told Derek I'd be at your place instead. So we make her think that's true, but you show up anyway. Exactly. But I need proof they've been planning this. Can you come too? Be my witness? Absolutely. And I'll bring my lawyer friend Jackie as backup. She specializes in restraining order violations. The next day, I met with Olivia and Jackie at a cafe to finalize our plan. So I'll tell everyone I'm going to Olivia's, I explained. But I'll actually come to Thanksgiving with you both. Jackie nodded. And I'll have the restraining order paperwork ready. If Derek shows up, we document everything. What about your parents? Olivia asked. Are they in on this? Yes. Mom's furious that Melissa's been manipulating everyone. She and Dad will act normal until Derek arrives. And your brother? Jackie asked. I sighed. That's the hardest part. He needs to see this happen naturally. If I tell him beforehand, he might confront Melissa and ruin the whole thing. This is gonna be the most dramatic Thanksgiving ever, Olivia said, squeezing my hand supportively. The week before Thanksgiving, I made a show of telling everyone I'd be at Olivia's instead of family dinner. Are you sure, honey? Mom asked, playing her part perfectly. We'll miss you. I just need a break this year, I said, loud enough for Melissa to hear from the kitchen. Too much drama lately. Melissa appeared in the doorway. We completely understand. Sometimes a change of scenery is good. The look of relief on her face confirmed everything. Thanksgiving Day arrived. I went to my parents early to help cook and set our plan in motion. Olivia and Jackie would arrive just before dinner. At 2:30, Melissa texted someone while helping in the kitchen, then made an excuse to go upstairs. 10 minutes later, my phone pinged with a text from Olivia. Derek just drove past your parents' house, slowly, checking things out. At 3 p.m., the doorbell rang. I'll get it, I called out, winking at Mom. I opened the door to find Derek standing there with a bottle of wine and a practiced, apologetic smile that disappeared the moment he saw me. Luna, what are you doing here? I live here. What are you doing here? His eyes narrowed. Melissa invited me, said you weren't coming. Well, surprise, plans change. Before he could answer, Melissa rushed to the door. Derek, you're early. The look they exchanged confirmed everything. Melissa, I said calmly, want to tell me again how you've been trying to keep Derek and me apart? My brother appeared behind her. What's going on? Ask your wife why she's been secretly meeting my abusive ex and plotting to get us in the same room repeatedly. It's not like that, Melissa stammered. I was just trying to help you both move past the negativity. By violating my restraining order? That's a crime, Melissa. Derek stepped forward. There's no restraining order. I smiled and pulled out my phone, showing the screen. Actually, there is. And I've been recording since I opened the door. You're currently in violation of it. Derek's face turned white. You can't do that. I just did. Oh, and Olivia and Jackie are right behind you with copies of the restraining order. Jackie's a lawyer, by the way. Derek spun around to see Olivia and her friend walking up the pathway, folders in hand. You set me up, Melissa whispered. No, you set me up repeatedly. The question is why? Derek looked at Melissa, panic in his eyes. You said she wanted to reconcile. Ethan stared at his wife. You told him what? Melissa's face crumpled. I was just trying to help. Luna's been so bitter since the breakup. Derek explained it was all a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? My dad appeared in the hallway. Is that what you call domestic abuse these days? Derek backed toward the door. I should go. Stay right there, my mom said, phone in hand. Police are on their way. Police? Derek and Melissa said in unison. I turned to my sister-in-law. Did Derek not tell you about his suspended sentence? How one violation of the restraining order means jail time? You're lying, she said, but doubt crept into her voice. Ask him yourself. All eyes turned to Derek, who was now ashen-faced. Derek? Melissa prompted. He couldn't meet her eyes. It wasn't like that. The judge was biased. Melissa's face fell. You said it was all a misunderstanding, that Luna exaggerated everything. He lied, I said. Just like he lied to me for 2 years. The police arrived 15 minutes later. They took Derek away for violating the restraining order. As they left, I turned to Melissa. Now let's talk about why you've been orchestrating these accidental meetings. She broke down crying. He was so convincing. He said you were spreading lies about him. That you were unstable and needed help. And you believed him over your own family? He showed me texts from you that seemed crazy and obsessive. Fake texts, Ethan said, scrolling through her phone. Melissa, these aren't even from Luna's number. He created these. She looked stricken. But they came from Luna in my contacts. He probably changed someone else's contact info to my name in your phone when you weren't looking, I explained. Classic manipulation tactic. I was trying to help, she whispered. I thought if you saw him being charming with the family, you'd realize you were wrong about him. Ethan stepped away from his wife. You deliberately endangered my sister because you thought you knew better than everyone else? I'm sorry. I didn't know about the restraining order or the suspended sentence. Because you never asked, my mother said coldly. You never once came to us with concerns. You went behind everyone's backs. The days after Thanksgiving were chaos. Derek's attorney tried to claim entrapment, but Jackie helped me prepare a statement detailing the pattern of accidental meetings Melissa had arranged. This wasn't entrapment, Jackie explained to me over coffee. You didn't induce him to commit a crime. He violated the restraining order willingly. Will the charges stick? I asked. Absolutely. 3 witnesses plus the recording? He's going away for at least 30 days. Ethan called me that weekend, his voice hollow. I keep thinking about all those times Melissa disappeared to run errands. She was meeting him, wasn't she? Probably, I admitted. I'm sorry, Ethan. Don't apologize. You're not the one who betrayed everyone. He sighed deeply. I found messages on her laptop. They go back months. She really believed she was helping you both. That doesn't excuse it. I know. That's why I'm staying with Tom for a while. I can't even look at her right now. Over the next few weeks, Derek faced the consequences of violating the restraining order. He spent 30 days in jail, lost his job when his employer found out, and had to attend mandatory counseling. The court also extended the restraining order by 3 years and added Melissa to the list of people who couldn't contact me on his behalf. Melissa faced her own consequences. Ethan moved out temporarily, saying he needed space to think. My parents wouldn't speak to her, and at Christmas dinner, which she wasn't invited to, Ethan announced they were in couples therapy, but he wasn't sure their marriage would survive. I can't be with someone who'd endanger my sister because she thought she knew better than everyone, he explained to the family. As for me, I finally got closure. Seeing Derek face real consequences healed something in me. And watching Melissa lose everyone's trust proved that justice doesn't always need elaborate schemes. Sometimes people destroy themselves when their true nature is exposed. Olivia and I celebrated my victory with a weekend trip to the beach. Do you feel vindicated? She asked as we walked along the shore. Not vindicated, free, I replied. For the first time in years, I don't look over my shoulder expecting to see Derek. I don't flinch when my phone rings thinking it might be him. And Melissa? I sighed. That's between her and Ethan now. I've said my piece. Do you think she really believed she was helping? I think she wanted to be the hero who fixed everything. Some people can't stand not being the center of attention, even if it means causing harm? 6 months later, Melissa sent me a long email apologizing. She'd been in therapy too, recognizing her need to control situations and be seen as the fixer had made her vulnerable to Derek's manipulation. She didn't ask for forgiveness, just acknowledged the pain she'd caused. I never responded. Some betrayals can't be undone with words. Instead, I focused on rebuilding my life. I got a promotion, started dating again, cautiously, and strengthened the relationships with family members who had stood by me. The most valuable lesson I learned? Trust your instincts. When something feels wrong 3 times in a row, it's not a coincidence. It's a pattern. And some people will go to incredible lengths to manipulate situations, regardless of who gets hurt in the process. So I have to ask you, have you ever had someone in your life who kept creating accidental situations that put you in danger or discomfort? How did you handle it, and what boundaries did you set to protect yourself?